Guys, what is going on? This is Alex the Pirate Duggo, and I am here recording to gauge customs for my new video. First off, we have Retem 72. So here we have our first custom, Monty. The sculpt looks great. I believe he's 3D printed. He looks very, very good, very accurate. I just wish there were a lot more teeth in his mouth. But other than that, I can see Chica back there, and I still think Chica looks good. Let's hope that he finishes Freddy, Glamrock Bonnie, and all the others so we can have the full band. But I would have to rate this a solid 7 out of 10 because there are imperfections. Next from Retem, we have Rockstar Chica. The body looks good, but I don't know, something about the face just doesn't really do it for me. It is accurate, but I just think that her beak is too big. The teeth could be touched up a bit. But all in all, it's not a bad figure. I like how the colors are all, uniform to the figure. I like how there's no overlap. The bib could be a bit better, but other than that, I see no problem with it. So, if I had to rate this one, I'd give it a solid, what would I give this? 8 out of 10 because I know how hard it is to sculpt heads. Alright, on to the next one. Okay, next up we have another one that I'm extremely excited for. This is a very, very, very good custom. The Funko base is very good for it. It's Unidentified Freddy, as you can see. The paint looks awesome. The bow tie looks awesome. I like how they did the endoskeleton. Foxy's legs, I feel like, could have been swapped out for a more custom molded legs, based on 3D prints I've seen you get. I think you could have 3D printed something for the legs. But other than that, that's basically all I have to say for it. It is an extremely good figure, but I just think the feet bring it down, and maybe the other endo arm on the right, Freddy's left. But if you could touch that up and maybe replace those, I think this would be a 10 out of 10 figure, but for now it's about an 8 out of 10. Okay, next we have customs from Aaron Flores. Okay, so up first, we have a Withered Golden Freddy. Sorry about the blurry image. This is the best part I could have captured it with, but I think that it is 3D printed because I have the same model sitting on my shelf. But I think theirs looks definitely better than mine. He actually added a different color for his body and his tummy and his muzzle. I didn't really do that. Mine was more of a speed thing. He is missing some of the wires around his eyes, but other than that, I think the paint job is very, very good. If I had to give some critiques, I'd say just give him the little white dots, maybe use some glow-in-the-dark paint for the eyes. That way, whenever it gets sunlight on it, then it could glow and it would add a pretty cool effect. But other than that, I'd have to give this a solid 8 out of 10. Next up from the same creator, we have Toy Freddy. The paint job is basically perfect. The stripe on the hat could be a little thinner because, as you know, Toy Freddy does have the band around his hat, but it isn't that thick. But other than that, I think the sculpt looks amazing. The ball joints, it looks like they did use ball joints and Lego joints. I would have hidden those a bit better if it were me, but, I understand not everybody has access to, modeling software that can do that, but it is a very, 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 very accurate looking figure. The paint's a bit sloppy on the tummy and around the mouth, but, considering how his jaw doesn't open, I don't understand how he would have been able to do that. But other than that, this is a very, very good figure. I would rate it a 9 out of 10, if the ball joints were hidden a bit better, and, the paint job was a bit better. Next up is Withered Foxy. Honestly, I think the sculpt on this figure is perfect. I do like how the colors turned out. Maybe a bit of black wash would have been better because, Withered Foxy is supposed to be old, dirty, and, decrepit. I do believe that the more visible joints do work a little bit better for the Withereds, considering how much of their endos are exposed, especially the endo in the torso. I believe they did that very, very well. The paint is very, very good on this one. I do like that. I don't really have much to say on him because Withered Foxy isn't that, interesting of a character, but if I had to rate this one, I would give it a solid, I'd give it a good 10 out of 10. Next up, we have Ruined Monty. I honestly do like the fact that they used Nightmare Foxy's sculpt for this. I do think it looks a bit strange on the torso and on the arm and, both arms and the jaw. But other than that, I do like the custom head sculpt. I think he looks very good. I think the top part of Nightmare Foxy's head works good for Monty. But the colors are pretty good. I do like they added the mohawk. I do like the red eye. And if I had to give this one a rating, I would give it a solid, I don't know. It's really the bottom jaw and the bottom part of the torso that really throws me off. So I'd have to give this one a little 6 out of 10. Room for improvement, definitely, but it's not bad at all. I do like it, and that's about it. Okay, now next from Purely Awesome 3D, we have Bonnie. The Fnaf 1 Bonnie model. I think this looks very, very good. It is 3D printed, but I think that helps it to its favor to be more accurate. The colors are definitely spot on. There are a lot of people that make the purple too dark, including me, because, most of the time Bonnie's hidden in the shadows anyway. But I believe that this color is spot on for Bonnie. He looks kind of like his Help Wanted model, maybe a bit more blue, and he would be exactly like his Help Wanted model. But I think this is a very good figure. I can see the endo. I do wonder if the endoskeleton is modeled under there, because I think that would be very, very cool. But yeah, if I had to rate Bonnie on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say 10 out of 10. Great sculpt, great paint job, great figure, And if you guys do like any of these guys, I will leave their channels in the description. Go check them out and show them some support. Okay, next we have a submission by Gandalf the Cool. This is his custom Swing Bonnie. It is essentially perfect sculpt from the movie. I know it is 3D printed, but I do like the way he did, like how he doesn't have robotic joints, and he can actually hold his knife, has interchangeable hands, and he can remove his mask and all that. I think that's very cool. So if I had to give this one a rating, I'd give it a solid 10 out of 10. Also, sorry if I sound a little out of it now. I recorded this a couple days later and I'm very tired. Alright, now last up for the video is by Gandalf the Cool, Withered Foxy. This is an almost perfect figure. It is very good. The paint job is good. The endoskeleton is very nice. I like the joints. The only issue I have is that I don't really like the way the pants look, but if it's a movie style Withered Foxy, it's gonna have the pants like that. So not really too much to say about that. But honestly, the fact that he can articulate so well like this, that's perfect. Like 10 out of 10, even 11 out of 10. Great job. Alright guys, that is going to do it for my ranking video. If you were featured, thank you so much for submitting. I might do one of these another one in the future, but there is no guarantee. So please smash like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Nah, I'm just messing with you, but here we have a submission from Funtime Freddy and Friends 1976. This looks to be a Freddy of some sort. I'm not sure if the head is sculpted by him. It looks like the hat is, but this looks very good. The fact that it can articulate it and the fact that it looks like it was made out of clay. But he looks very good. I like the paint job. The teeth could have been a bit better, or at least they could have been spaced a bit more. But I'm assuming that's an aesthetic choice. So I'm not gonna dock too many points. So if I had to give it a ranking, it would be like 8 out of 10 because of the teeth. I just don't know why, but it doesn't really do anything for me. Alright, now for the last custom, this custom Mangle. I'm assuming it's their own take on Mangle. I do love how it looks literally just like, it has Foxy's theme, which is pirate. I do like the rips in the snout. It makes it look more, mangled besides all the parts sticking out. But the feet, or the feet and the toes could have been a bit better. This is a very great figure. I do like the way you sculpted it. a lot of people seem to be doing Mangle nowadays, and this is definitely up there. So good job on that. I do like all the points of articulation. I do like the head sculpt, and if I had to give it a rating, I'd give it a solid, I give it a 10 out of 10. I really like this figure. Alrighty, well, sadly the video has to come to an end because I'm very tired, but, if you did enjoy, please like, subscribe, and comment, and do all that, and if you were featured in here, thank you so much for your submission. It was really fun to make and see all your customs. Alright, everyone. Catch you next time.